everybody, this is a tutorial on the use of fonts on the new version 2 We Create MakeIt. There have been several questions on the users groups about it, so what I've done and I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little quick video about it, and so everybody realizes what it is. This is the new startup page of version 2.0, and instead of clicking in this area here, up at the top it's got Discover, it's got My Stuff, and it's got Canvas. So to get to the working screen, you're going to hit on Canvas. And here's your typically your screen that you're aware of, and here's a piece of board that I have attached to my working screen. So in order to get the text to come up, it's the same as always. You click on text, and then you click over here, and here's your words. So you just type in what you want. And there it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit fill engrave. And since it's orange on orange, I'm just going to change the color. This really doesn't matter. But there it is. Okay. Once your text is highlighted, across the top, this line right here is the font line. And this is what we're going to go across right now and discuss. Just as always, font Arial is what I've got now. If I click on the down arrow, up comes my screen. On the new version 2.0, every text has got a preview, which is kind of cool. So you can see what it is on the screen. But you notice right here there says We Create, System, Recently Used, and Bookmark. We Create is their fonts that they've put up. System is your Windows files. And usually the first time you click it, it takes a minute to populate the files, but it'll get there. And then every time after that, it's not so bad. But there's all my Windows system files. Font files, I should say. And then the next tab is Recently Used. And what this does is it keeps track of what you've used recently and keeps it in the queue. So if you're switching back and forth, instead of going into System and scrolling down and finding it, it's right there. Another thing that allows you to do this, over here where it says Bookmark, you see there's nothing there. But let's say I use this audio wide text. Change my font to that. So now if I change it again, it's in Recently Used. But if I want, if I want this little ribbon over here on the right hand corner, if I click on that ribbon, and now you see the ribbon is highlighted, what that means is that is a bookmark that puts it under the bookmark column. So there you go, it's right there. And what that's handy for is if you're doing a project where it uses like 3 or 4 different fonts, and you want to go back to those fonts all the time, you can put it in there and put them there. If during the course of doing stuff you don't want that to be in your bookmark file anymore, you just click on that bookmark again and it'll disappear. Okay, that's what that does. Alright. Font size. Well, you know, it's been like this forever, but if you put it, it's 20 size there, 40 there. And that's the way that those work. Now the next one, kerning. Sorry. If you have text and you want to adjust it to fill up the area, you can grab a corner and you can do that. But say you don't want to change the font size, you want the font size to say, in this case we're going to do 38. Make it a little bigger. Okay, at 58. And here it is. But we want this to fill the whole screen without shrinking and adjusting anything like that. And interfering with what way it looks upon all the other text. Kerning right now is set at 0. If I take that 0 and I'm going to change that to an 8, watch the spacing in between the letters. See how it moved out? So kerning is the space between the letters. The higher the number, the farther apart they are. If you can't go negative with it, but you can go positive with it. It's as close as it is to be. Now the next one is line spacing, and we've only got one line. Let's change this. This is a test. This is only test. Period. Okay, so now we've got 3 lines of text. Okay, we highlight our text and we come over here to line spacing. Right now it's set at 1.16, that's by default. But if we want to, we can highlight that and now watch the distance between the lines. I'm going to change it from 1.16 to 2. It doesn't take much, it's a big move. There's 2. You see how much those moved? But again, you can do this and you can fine tune it to where 1.75. You can adjust your text to where it fills up the whole screen without having to stretch anything. And when you're doing that, what that allows you to do is this still remains the right size font that you want, 58. So if you've got another line down below it that's going to be 58, it doesn't look awkward, because if you stretch it, it just distorts it. Okay, that's your line spacing. Get back in here. Alright, now we've got this line of text. Okay. So there's our line of text. This next line is curve. Okay, when you click on it, the little slide bar shows up. You go one way, it makes it concave. The other way is convex. You can play with it, click on the slide, and move it back and forth. Okay. Where this comes in handy is you can twist your text like this, and then say if you had a graphic or something you wanted to stick underneath of it, put it right underneath the arch. If you drag that far enough, they will come back and meet each other. So that's the way you can play around with that, but that's the way that is. Alright, the next one is welding. Alright, now this has come up multiple times before. And let me find the text that it usually does that with. Brush script BT. Okay, so here's brush script. I'll make it bigger so we can see this. If you right now go and you fill engrave that, you don't have a problem. But if you engrave with it or cut with it, change cut to something we can see. If you look, letters break between the H and the I, between the I and the S. There's little breaks right there. You can see them. So if you try to cut that line of text right now, what's going to happen is it's going to come out in multiple pieces because the letters aren't adjoined. But what you can do is you can take that line of text, highlight it, and then come up here to welding and hit welding. And now watch the spaces where the letters join up, like between the H and the I there. When I hit the welding, and it's welded them, and they're all gone. Those spaces are gone. So now if you cut this, you're going to get words instead of letters. The only thing that you do when you do that, this is no longer text. After it's welded, it goes from text to being an object. So now you have to manipulate this as you would an object. Okay? And that is all the settings up there for text. Hope that helps. There'll be more coming along the way. As I understand, there's more changes coming on the way to the program, so hopefully this doesn't become obsolete overnight, but hopefully that gets some of you going back to where you wanted to be and answer some questions. Like, share, and follow, and have a great day.